Patrick Beverley traded once again after a couple days ago, getting traded from the Clippers to the Grizzlies, and now the Grizzlies flip Beverley to the Minnesota Timberwolves for Juancho, Hernan-Gomez, and Jarrett Culver. So right here, this will be the third team in the last few days here for Patrick Beverley, and we know he's a great defensive player, no doubt about it. But he's a player that's been on the decline the last couple seasons, and this is why he's been bouncing around. But Minnesota here, he could possibly be the starting point guard for them this season. They traded Ricky Rubio early in the offseason to the Cleveland Cavaliers. So Beverley here, last season with the Clippers, 7.5 points a game, 0.8 steals a game, 2.1 assists, 3.2 rebounds a game, 80% from the foul line, and 42% from the field. So those numbers obviously aren't head turning or popping off the charts right now. But right now, I think he could be a good complementary player over there in Minnesota, to go with D'Angelo Russell, to go with Karl-Anthony Towns, and go with Anthony Edwards, who had a pretty good rookie season last season for them. But right here, we'll see if this is the final destination for Beverley. I figured after that trade went down with the Grizzlies, I even mentioned in that video, either Rajon Rondo or Beverley were going to get traded or bought out, and it comes to fruition today that Beverley gets traded to Minnesota. As far as fantasy basketball goes, he's a player that still probably won't have much value. He's not great at one thing, Beverley. He don't score the basketball enough. His percentages aren't all that great. And he wasn't even much of a steal specialist last season and the last two seasons, to put it that way, with only one steal a game. So right here, he's definitely on the decline. And he's a player I'm probably not going to target in fantasy leagues this season, but it's a better real life move for Beverley than fantasy basketball, because he's going to get plenty of playing time if this is the final destination for him this offseason with the Minnesota Timberwolves. And Jarrett Culver, he's a young prospect, obviously. He's still 22 years old, and he had a good rookie season, but last season his numbers declined. In his rookie year, 9.2 points a game, 1.7 assists, 3.4 rebounds a game, 46% from the foul line, which was abysmal for him, and only 47% from the field was Culver. And then last season for Culver, only 34 games played, 5.3 points a game, 0.7 assists, 3 rebounds a game, 60% from the foul line, and 45% from the field. So right here, he's still young, he's still a project, and I think he might get some playing time here with the Memphis Grizzlies. But he's another player that's not going to be on the fantasy radar, in my opinion, is Culver. But he's just a young guy that with a different team in only his third season coming up in the NBA. And Juancho Hernan-Gomez, he's pretty much a filler guy. I know we've seen some flashes out of him over the last few years, but I don't really think there's much of a role for him on the Memphis Grizzlies or for fantasy basketball. He's more of a back of a roster fill-out guy for an NBA team. So Patrick Beverley traded for the second time in 3 days here. He goes from the Memphis Grizzlies to the Minnesota Timberwolves, and we'll see if he'll have any impact and help the Timberwolves or fantasy owners in the upcoming season.